Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. I'm here at EICMA 2024 and I'm here at the Hero Motocorp stand. So Hero is an Indian brand. They used to be a partner with Honda a while ago through a joint venture, but they haven't been for a while. And they have a lot of, smaller capacity two-wheelers. I think they're kind of cool, and for a long time they've been restricted to the Indian domestic market, but now they're available in the rest of the world. Every time I go to Colombia, there's a Hero ad I see when I'm coming through the airport, and they are also coming to the UK this year. So I thought I'd show you what they have. I think they've got a couple of new things for this year. Everything will be new for the UK, a few things will be new for India and the rest of the world. Right, here we go. Now the first things I want to show you are these Dakar scooters. Just kidding. But Hero did have a bike in the Dakar, they did all right. I'll show you the Dakar bikes in a moment. But I think they've taken some inspiration from those Dakar bikes and they've put it in this 125 and 160cc sort of adventure scooters with knobbly tyres that look kind of cool. And here we go, here are the Hero rally bikes. Now this is the 2024 World Rally Raid Championship winning bike. As you can see, they are fully spec'd up rally bikes. I don't think these are available to buy in general, but certainly there'll be things, the technology that will filter through from this through to the other bikes. So first up here, this isn't a production bike, I'm afraid. This is the Hero XPulse concept. It is just a concept, but as you can see, if this is the shape of things to come, that actually looks pretty tidy. Now then, I think this is certainly of interest to the Indian market. This is the new XPulse 210, and I kind of hope that these bikes are going to come to the UK as well. I know they're very popular in India, at least the old 200 was, and this is a slightly increased displacement. Just an updated bike. Hopefully you can see that in the 4K in which it's been filmed. And those of you in India who already have the 200, you'll probably be able to pick out a lot more and hear about what's changed. A few nice touches, like the adjustable front suspension, even if it is a conventional fork rather than upside down fork. This bike makes about 25 horsepower curb weight, so that's fully fueled with all fluids, is about 170 kilos, and it's got a 4.2-inch TFT dash. Right, here we have a slightly different version of the XPulse. This one's got a bigger windscreen. It's done in the red, white and blue, which I think actually looks kind of nice. I mean, it works for BMW, it works for Honda on the Africa Twin. So here they've done exactly the same thing. That sort of gold-coloured engine cover. This one is fully luggaged up as well. It does give me an opportunity to show you a view over the top of the bike. You've got a Hero phone holder and then that fairly small 4-inch dash in there. So here we go. Right, so a couple more colourways for the XPulse 210. As you can see, it's here available in the sort of silver and red. Let's give you a look along the side of that XPulse 210 to give you a proper look at that swing arm. I mean, it doesn't look like it's alloy or anything fancy, but then again, they kind of don't need to be, for the market that they're sold into and what they're used for. I think they're perfect for nearly everything. Another bike they have here is the Extreme 250R, which does look kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of a street bike. It's certainly got hints of some of the bigger super nakeds that you get out there. Am I allowed to be up here? Let's find out. Give you a quick look over, looking at the dash. I mean, it's not exactly high tech. It's not the latest TFT technology, but I'm sure it's perfectly fine for what it is. So just give you a look around the other side of the bike. Yeah, similar thing with the bronze engine cover in there. We also have a 250 Super Sports called the Charisma with a K and a Z, double the fun. Which looks kind of interesting. I'm not sure how that will compare up to the new 400 sports bikes that are coming out from some of the other manufacturers. But again, these are mostly sold for the Indian market. They do have a couple of electric scooters, which I'll just show you. Scooters aren't really my thing, and I'll be honest, neither are really electric motorcycles. But this is called the Vida in that sort of white and peach colour. And then down here we have the Vida Z or the Vida Z. As you can see, this one is a nice orange colour with some rear luggage. It's got a compartment for your flippers and your water bottle. And then if you also want to have your surfboard on the side, just make sure when you get off it that you get off on the left and not on the right. Continuing the Vida brand, they have these tiny little dirt bikes for kids, but they've got upside down forks, they've got adjustability for 3 sizes. It looks like you can actually just pull out that into small, medium and large and do exactly the same on the fork. It says for 3 to 9 years old. I actually quite the look of those. I mean, I'm not 3 to 9 years old, but if I was and I got one of those and it could grow with me, I think that's pretty cool. And that is showing it at its highest setting. That's on the medium setting. And to take a look at that one, that is all the way squashed down on the low. Here we have what is a much bigger dirt bike covered in dirt. Also from the Vida brand. If that looks like it's out of focus, it's that colour scheme that's on there that's pretty psychedelic. Not a lot to say about the bike. They don't have any other information about it other than it's here on display, and it looks kind of cool. Now then, a few people had asked me about the new 410 bikes, and these are the ones I think that are coming to the UK. So this is the Mavrick, M-A-V-R-I-C-K 410. So I think this has got the same engine that was in the Harley Davidson X440, also built by Hero. You know, a few nice touches, upside down forks. If I come around the front, give you a look at that. It's got the indicators and the LED spotlights. It's got that stripe over the mudguard. Coming up and looking at the bike from the side, this one's equipped up with some soft luggage. Yeah, a little backrest at the back. And coming up and over the tank, you can see it's got the dash up there. The dash isn't illuminated on this one, I'm afraid. But I can give you a look at the switch gear. That's over on the left-hand side in the controls. The right-hand side, also that sort of two-tone with the start button and the emergency lights. Here we have the Maverick again. This one doesn't have the luggage on, so you can get a proper look at that twin shock back end. If I give you a look again up and over the bike, this one is done in the grey colour, in the same grey colour as the previous one that had the luggage fitted. It's a slightly odd thing they have in the middle of the stand, and it is this Destiny Azure concept, which is a wood-panelled yacht-inspired scooter. I mean, well, it does look slightly ridiculous for a 125 with that wood finish and all that gold along the top. But hey, you know what? Why not? It's a concept. That's what they're there for. So then just a few more bikes to show you along the front. This one here is the 125. Don't laugh. Hunk. Who wouldn't want to ride a Hunk 125R? And the only thing better than a 125 Hunk is a 160 Hunk. As you can see here, it's 4-valve engine. Again, kind of basic motorcycles, but the 160cc is just perfect for the roads in India. Okay, so here we have the Street Champion, which is a 250. Again, you know, it looks all right. This one's got a bit of luggage on it. It's got that high rear seat for the pillion. Again, they're quite simple, straightforward bikes, easy to work on. They're kind of low powered compared to the rest of the world. But for India, where the roads aren't always as quick, either because of the condition or the traffic, they're perfectly fine. You know, I spent a bit of time there just in September riding a 400cc 411 Himalayan, and even though that's only got, I think, 25 horsepower, something like that, there's more than enough for the roads. And this 250, turns out 30 horsepower. This is the last bike I'd like to show you. This is the Charisma 210, which turns out about 26 horsepower. It's got a monoshock. It's got sort of the super sport styling. Probably not going to be breaking too many land speed records, but some of the details on it are quite nice. And again, in a world of more conventional looking motorcycles in India, I'm sure that this does rather well. And up against some of the 125s that we more commonly get in Europe, if this is a bike that comes over 210 cc's, is a slightly odd displacement for our license classifications, but it's not a bad looking bike. I mean, I don't expect it super advanced underneath, but nevertheless, it's interesting to see what Hero are doing with this platform. The very last thing I'd like to show you is the little Harley Davidson corner. So Hero manufacture the small capacity Harley Davidsons for them in India for that market, and it's the X440. Now I showed that bike last year. They do have one down the end of the line, but before that we have a couple of custom bikes. So this is from the Bombay Custom Works. It's got those the red wheels, the red frame really stripped back. Beside it we have this other sort of Scrambler style bike with almost like an enduro tail, those big fat knobbly tyres and the big X on the front. And then, not a custom, this is just the standard Harley Davidson X440. They actually have a robot carving an iceberg in the next window. That sounds ridiculous, but it is throwing up all these little white specks, which is what you can see on the bike through here. So I'll give you a quick look at that iceberg as I finish. That is also what's making all the noise that you can hear behind me. Hi there, this is the end of my coverage of the Hero stand here at EICMA 2024. Yeah, I think the XPulse 210 is kind of a cool bike. I'm not sure whether we'll get it in the UK because it is, like I say, a slightly odd displacement for our rules around 125s and anything bigger. But it's good to see what they're doing, and who knows, maybe I'll rent one of these in India one day. And just to give you a last look, the thing that I thought was an iceberg is this thing over my shoulder. Looks like an iceberg. It's actually a robot that I think is carving a motorcyclist on a bike out of a big block of polystyrene. I mean, certainly different. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.